Hello YouTube and welcome back to a very special match of Executive Assault 2. Today we are casting our second match. If you remember many months ago I cast my first match and it did really well on the channel, and so I'm casting another one. And today we've got two relatively equal skilled players on a good map. We've got Pooch 22 playing as Big P in the Industrial Yellow, and we've got SavageSpartan playing as the company Savage as the Green Science on the right side of the map. They've already started, so let's go ahead and get in here and let's look at what we have going on. Alright. I just do quickly want to thank you guys for the huge amount of support on the Executive Assault 2 videos that have shown up lately. I love that a lot, and I'm excited to get back into casting matches. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and it's just really hard for me to organize times and players since I have to attend the games live and in person in order to cast them. So let's go ahead and take a look at our galactic situation here. So we are looking at a pretty wide 9-system 1v1 galactic map here with sprawling resources. We have connected to their home systems. We've got on each side, I believe, yep, this is a balanced map. We've got a mostly empty system with carbon, metal, and energen, with an ancient energen and ancient research outpost available. To the south, or I should say in Sigma or in Dolos for the right side of the map, we have an energen, a uranium, and a metal with nothing else really there. In these two middle systems to the north and south, Anoria and Barker, we have a cataclysm beam facility, gas, energen, and gold, and another ancient research outpost with a similar system down below. And in the very center, locked behind wormhole tech, is tons of gas, metal, energen, another research, and another command outpost. So tons of research up for grabs here. If these guys move fast, they will exponentially increase the rate at which they research technology, but they're going to have to explore and look around. So let's check on our industrial player here. Let's look at what we're doing and what we've got going on. Let's see, we've got... Alright, so we've got just basic economy stuff coming up so far. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Two ancient mining ships coming out. He's gone for a very basic and oddly familiar build order here. I think Pooch has watched my videos. Is that a troop transport coming out already? It most certainly is. So he's probably going to use this to explore and see what's out and about in the neighboring systems. Let's go check on science and look what he's been up to in the early game. So he is already moving to take the asteroids in his home system. He's got his mining outpost setting up. He's got a command outpost up already. He's moving very quick here. Second one coming off the line, and he's building naval ships to go with it. Again, very basic build order, nothing crazy or out of the ordinary. We've got power, we've got printers. He's got his portal facility up and his research going. So very fast 2 command outposts. We'll have to see if that makes a difference for him because he's moving a little bit quicker here on the command outposts than Pooch. Pooch a little bit behind on the eco, I feel like. I wonder if he's remembered the upgrade. He is not. His efficiency is down at 100%, but as industrial, you can up that efficiency quite quickly. We do have both of these guys in voice chat for us today. See, I believe they're gonna just take it slow here. Both of these guys are a little bit not necessarily new, but they're not necessarily super veterans either. Savage has been in the Discord a fair sight more lately, but Pooch has technically been playing the game for a little bit longer, I believe. Pooch mostly plays against AI as well, so I'm curious to see what will happen. It looks like Savage has forgotten about his command outpost over here. He hasn't set it down yet, but it is built. He's also going to go scout the neighboring system with some Dauntlesses. interesting play here. So Pooch has chosen to forego any form of defense or purging this system, and he's rushing the troop transport out. And there's only one raider here. So in doing so, he actually should be fine to get landed onto this outpost and start dealing with these infestors. Are there any superior infestors on here? No, it doesn't look like it. So, especially if he's upgraded his gun, he will have an incredibly easy time dealing with that. Got the Science Gateway probe coming in from the far system, it looks like. Yeah, he went all the way around, moving in to take his research outpost as well. Looks like Savage is focused mostly on just clearing up the map here. Let's go to the galactic view and look at the map presence we've got. So, we've got a command outpost. Still hasn't set that command outpost up. Making more mining ships, preparing to expand. Dauntless is clearing systems. Very good. And it looks like that's about it for right now. The player's taking it kind of slow. Another troops transport into Sigma. He's going to find that there's nothing here and probably either continue to move into the next system or turn back. We'll see what he chooses to do with that. Doing with his energy here. Still no up efficiency on these economy buildings. That might come back to bite him. Let's see if Savage has done anything with that. There we go. Research efficiency is at 211%. Not only has he upped it, he's taken a bot down there manually to increase it. So Pooch looking a little bit behind on this these early game plays here, but we'll see what happens. The 11's preparing to take this this outpost. Looks like they've already gotten pretty far into doing that. We'll see if he remembers to bring any of the crates back. I hate that I can't see what's in those crates, but there's potentially some really good stuff in there. Similarly, Pooch has gotten into this ancient energen outpost and is slowly clearing it up. There we go. Pooch is in manual control of that bot right now. He's attempting to, well, maybe not. No. They're gonna turn that corner and get shredded, though. Good. We'll check back up on that in a second. Savage has already taken his. So, the way that this map is designed, from the looks of it... Oh, that troop transport is out and about, though. We'll see what he does with that. He's gonna make a beeline for that ancient research outpost, and honestly, if he gets it, that would be pretty good for him. But we'll see. It's going to be kind of a dodgy hit or miss with this one troop transport. We'll see how he does. So the way that this map is designed, you've got these command outposts have larger forces, so it kind of cuts the players off from each other for the early game. So we might not see too many rush strategies here. We'll see what happens. Theoretically, a gateway probe with shields or a couple troop transports microed around with something else distracting all of these ships could get through and get into the enemy base here. And same for the gateway probes. Gateway probe could get through quite easily and try to make kind of a rush at the opponent. Troop transport is running for its life right now. Still on two large mining ships. Both command outposts are out. One is deployed. One of them is not, by the looks of things. Yep. Getting there. He's still got three. He's got his third mining ship out now. Savage is all over the expansion, though. Look at these mining outpost ships coming out so quickly here. Science expands so fast, but industrial scales just a little bit better, I feel like. If Pooch can get expanded into some of these neighboring systems, with a third outpost and start taking this metal, start taking this energen, he's gonna be in a pretty nice spot, but he's gonna have to remember to do that. And it looks like that troop transport did in fact not make it to the ancient research outpost. Sorry, y'all, give me a second. My dog has decided that this is an excellent time for him to lay not on my lap, but in it. Okay, probe. Forward again. I'm gonna go snatch up another outpost. So Savage is definitely ahead here in terms of the stuff he's captured. Pooch needs to get rid of this outpost, or actually, you know what? He's got room down here. He needs to set down his second mining freight terminal. We'll see if he knows to do that or not. Like I said, these players are not the highest skill level, but neither are they new. Oh, speak of the devil, there he goes. He's destroyed his shipyard. He's probably going to place down that second mining outpost. And he's going to look to place his third shipyard on this outpost up here, would be my guess. Very, very familiar build order here. Can't fathom as to why. Very reminiscent of my build order versus the AI when I do my 3v1 AI videos. This troop transport is leaving. It looks like he maybe perhaps made off with some of the crates that were in there. Can't see what's in its cargo. He hasn't taken this ancient research outpost though. Savage is going to be very far ahead on the research, although his goods factory is currently disabled. I'm imagining that it's disabled so that the research can get up. So we're going to be in an interesting situation here. We may find that Pooch promotes irregardless at the same time as Savage, as our green player, simply because Savage's goods factory is currently offline. And he doesn't seem terribly interested in fixing it just yet. And he's got his unit production up, that's why. He's got unit production and research at 200% efficiency at the expense of normal efficiency and an offline goods factory back at home. Whereas Pooch is sitting quite calmly at 100% efficiency on everything. I'm curious to see how that does. If that has any effect overall. Marauders coming out, no upgrades yet. Second command outpost is up. Alright, so we are at the 15-minute mark now, gentlemen. So what this is going to be is that at this 15-minute mark, there's going to be kind of a lull in the action while they wait on the trader. And once that trader hits, if any of them promote, we're going to be looking real good post-promotion. Let's actually, what do you think? Shall we pop in and say hello to our players this Friday evening? I think we should. Let's go check in on these guys in the Discord and see how they're doing.
This is the missile guidance system, bitch. We clown in this motherfucker.
I completely forgot about that. You're just gonna have to disable that for temporarily.
Everything all right?
Yeah, everything's good. I just wanted to come see how you guys were feeling for this first part of this match here. We're coming up on the 15-minute mark here. There we go. The board's off.
Yeah, no, definitely getting back into the swing. I trolled super hard and just completely forgot to deploy one of my command outposts for like 10 minutes. So that was pretty cool.
That's good. That's good. I did look at that. I thought about that.
I'm sure you did.
And Savage, what about you? How are you feeling here?
As science, as you know, the eco at the start out was pretty slow, but I'm recovering and getting back up there, and I think I'm gonna be all right.
Okay, good. I'm actually gonna quickly pull you guys into a separate voice chat just for a quick word about what's happening in the match. And then I'll put you back in here once I'm done with you. Once you've learned your lesson, boy.
Oh boy.
And we're gonna and we'll see. And I just have just wanted some insight about what you guys are thinking. So give me 1 second.
All right.
Savage.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Green Science Player here. So I do notice that you've got 200% efficiency on both your research and your unit production back home at the expense of your goods factory. I just wanted to know what are you thinking here for this game? What do you what's your game plan? Are you just rushing to Tech 3? Are you gonna try to do some early mid game stuff?
If you look at the goods factory now, it is coming back online. I had it temporarily turned off because I didn't have enough power, but now that I got the power booster, I'm able to use it again.
Okay.
So
did you promote on your first trader?
Yeah. No. The first trader has not even gotten here yet. I don't think. Oh no, it's here. I just didn't get to buy the outpost. Dang.
Okay.
Yeah, I messed up.
So you missed the outpost.
I had the eco for it.
Oh well, gotta pay attention to those traders, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know. I messed up.
Were you able to sell enough goods to promote though? I mean, I imagine you've captured enough outposts.
I did get the next promotion. I've got 2 outposts.
Okay, so you're promoted. That's good. You got the titanium up, and we've got double research efficiency out. I like that, and I noticed that have you gone in and manually adjusted the facilities to be higher efficiency?
Oh no, I don't have the time to do all that.
Okay.
But
that's strange. It's showing 210% efficiency and 206 on the other. I wonder what that's about.
I have no idea.
And now the economy is up at. So
it's because
you got everything running at 200% efficiency, huh? You just got your whole base going. That's awesome. You're doing really good. So do you have a strategy in mind for this match, or are you just going for it? You just building stuff and seeing what happens?
I'm hoping that I can just get to the next promotion and be able to pump out some tier 3 stuff. But we will see about that.
Okay, yeah. Well, I look forward to seeing how that's gonna go. I'm gonna drag Mr. Pooch in here next and talk to him. And good luck, Savage. I will check back in with you in a little while.
All right.
Pooch.
Yo.
Hey man. So what you got going on over here? What we got going on here?
Oh, is this just me and you talking?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, currently have protester ships attacking.
I noticed
what I'm trying.
You did finally up the efficiency on your economy. I like it.
Yeah, I did do that. What I'm really trying to do right now, because I know industrial is really strong early on, especially compared to science. I just teched up massively. I'm about to start producing tridents once I start getting my tritanium stockpiled a little bit, and I'm gonna try to go for like an early game rush and try to while I'm pushing with space tech to beef up my armor, get some dropships going.
I was to say, I noticed you haven't taken any of the ancient research outposts. You took that Energen one and you haven't gone back. Are you planning to take your other outposts?
Yeah, if you see, I do have a very small little obsidian fleet rolling in there.
Very good. And what about did you promote off of have you promoted yet?
Yeah, I promoted. I got my goods factory up nice and early, so I just basically sold
okay, so you've
promoted a lot of goods.
And have you did you manage to get an extra command outpost off of the trader?
No, I actually, so that was part of my thing, was I could have, but I actually chose instead to buy all of his research, and that's how I was able to get straight to tridents. So I'm actually going to start producing that right now.
I like that. I like that. And are you going to put your third ship factory down, or are you going to wait to expand?
Well, I want to wait to expand in the next one. That way my mining, I can I want to build more of a forward outpost once I do kind of secure space near his base. That'd be ideal.
Okay.
But 2, I also need to build some defenses because I don't really have any of those right now.
Okay, and don't forget, you can crank the efficiency up on your outposts if you want to increase the research or production efficiency. You got some good stuff going on. You guys both have some interesting strategies, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. I wish you good luck in the match, and I'll check up with you guys again here in a little bit.
All right, sounds good.
All right, so YouTube, you heard it there. So we've got slightly different strategies going on here. Pooch has deliberately forgone better production and third outpost on his on his main base, which means he's also forgone the expansion outpost since he doesn't have that third one. He's got an early Obsidian fleet with cannons already up, and he's going straight for tridents. He's getting his titanium refinery up. He's only got one, so I think he's going to be hard-pressed to double pump titanium, or he's going to be hard-pressed to double pump tridents off of just one titanium refinery here. It is at 200% efficiency, I suppose, so that's something, but you know, he can slap, he's got the power to slap one down on this outpost here. Savage, meanwhile, he is going hard into the eco. He's got massive amounts of power devoted into his main base, and in exchange, let's see how his outposts are doing. His outposts don't really have a lot. Yeah, so he's made one outpost here. Let's see, where has he put his third outpost? As he placed it, he's put it here. So this will be his ship production facility as well as space docking for extra mining. So he's kind of got a multi-role thing going on here. I don't hate that. I actually quite like what's going on here for Mr. Savage. I think if I had to pick between the two, I would rather be in Savage's position. Although that being said, if he continues this massive eco that he's doing and he doesn't scout or build any fleet of his own, these tridents absolutely can and will tear him a new one. That being said, he has promoted himself. So both players promoted at pretty much equivalent timing, exactly like I thought they might, which is hilarious to me. I do quite enjoy that they both promoted in pretty much the exact same way I predicted they would. That's just how Industrial does it, and that's just how Science does it. Science is good at taking those outposts and getting promoted off of them. I'm hoping that Pooch will come and take this Ancient Research outpost coming soon. Now, we do have down here in Anoria, the unknown ship. It'll be interesting to see. This is going to be sticking around for the next 20 minutes of this match. It'll be interesting to see if either of them try to act on that. Because there are some pretty good gains to be had in the unknown ship, but it's also a pretty big risk. Because you have to manual control, and that's a lot of time spent inside there, not managing your own base. Sure enough, he is double pumping tridents off of this one titanium refinery. I guess he's got just enough with this metal. He's only got the one docking terminal. So, little mistake here. He's gone 2 tech facilities on this outpost, dedicating it to research, but actually he spent the extra, what is it, 4,000 or 5,000 on this research facility when you can actually just build the one and then crank the researcher's efficiency to 200%, and it has the same effect or half the cost in regards to your Energen. So a little mistake here from Pooch. He does not need to build this second tech facility. I actually had that pointed out to me in one of my videos as well. He's got his drone fighter out to help him deal with the protesters. Doing quite well. Savage is, wow, hard into the defenses here. Absolutely no fucks given in regards to the defensive ability here. Anything that comes into his base is going to be hard pressed to find footing. He's going to be well defended against protesters, and anything but those tridents is going to have a hard time pushing into this. Now, he hasn't upgraded his defenses yet, it's worth noting, so these aren't that strong. If these tridents turn up ready to rock and roll with with the bombers and the fighters and the advanced cannons, Pooch would actually be able to win it. In fact, I would go so far as to say that if Pooch pushed these 2 tridents into Savage's base right now, ignoring everything else, he would have a pretty good chance at killing him. Especially because back at Savage's production facilities, he's not making broadswords or better, he's still making Ares. So we have an interesting balance going on here. Savage is going really hard into the research and the economy, but his military fleet is lacking pretty severely, I would say. Yeah, almost no military presence for him whatsoever. Pooch is pushing out early, just like he said he would in the voice chat. These Obsidians are going to push out across the map. They're going to go see, they're going to find the production facility here, and that's going to be a really, really key thing for him to find. Now, these Marauders are going to get torn up for sure by these broadswords that are guarding the system. Those have neutron lasers. These are unupgraded. They're a good scout, but they're not going to be really good for a whole lot else. But what he is doing is he's keeping an eye. He's checking to see who is where and doing what. So he's finding out that Savage is not in either of these middle systems, meaning he is the first one to expand into these systems. Also meaning that he will have control over the gas first, should he decide to expand out this way sooner rather than later. Savage is preparing to go deal with the protesters in the northern system up here in Barker. You can see he's starting to stream in his upgraded areas, and his areas are stronger than these Obsidians, I believe. They've got level 3 neutron lasers and level 1 shields, and probably at least level 2 light weapons on there, maybe even better than that. So he is going to double pump these Ares out. What's he doing back home? Not a whole lot. Building more mining outpost ships, still going for that heavy eco. His goods factory is offline again. Not good, not good. For that level 3 promotion, I hate that I can't see where they are on their promotion level, but we know that they're at least Tech 2. I think we'll bring them back in at around the 45-minute mark in another 15 minutes or so to see what they're doing. Pooch is up to 4 tridents already. Incredible industrial push is available here if he takes the opportunity to do so. It's all up to him, though, as to whether or not he actually goes for it. He's behind on the ground fleet, he's behind on the eco, but it doesn't matter if he can just push in. Forget building up, forget all the extra stuff. You've got this giant fleet, you've got these Obsidians sitting here. You either need to start taking some of these outposts and take advantage of the expansion that you've done, or you need to push into the enemy, and he's not doing either one at the moment that I can see. Might be a mistake here on Pooch's part, and now these areas are going to come into the southern system, and they're going to find Pooch waiting here in force. This might prompt Savage to immediately either go force an attack on that, or to start building his broadswords. Curious to see what that does. Mining outpost ships coming out here now. Yeah, still nothing from Pooch in regards to moving to take these outposts that are just sitting out here for free. Perhaps he's underestimating their value a little bit. Oh, I say that. He does have 1 troop transport slowly taking this ancient research outpost, so he is working on it. And as I say that, you know what? Look at all these troop transports coming out. I wonder if he's going to try to push into this southern system and take control of it for himself. He's moved in and engaging Savage's forces here. He's gonna try to catch them out, and he's gonna do it too. There we go. Damage was taken there, not a whole lot, but now Pooch has lit a fire under Savage, and there come the broadswords, or perhaps even the axioms. All of these areas are gonna move in to respond to this right away. Is Pooch going to push it, or is he going to hold the choke point? He's going to hold the warp point and wait. I don't blame him one bit. Let's see, are these broadswords or are these axioms? If these are broadswords, Savage is actually still going to be at a disadvantage here. But no, I believe those are axioms. Yes, sir. So Savage is catching back up quite quickly. Pooch did not push with his advantage in the space combat. He has not taken those tridents and, to put it bluntly, rammed them down Savage's throat as he rightly should have. Now, that being said, it's worth noting that these axioms still only have neutron lasers. They have not been equipped with matter beams, meaning that I believe that Pooch still has the direct, big time, big combat advantage for Pooch here if he just uses it. I'm crying and begging Pooch, use your advantage. You've seen that he's got weaker ships than you. Just go. You need to see what he's doing. Savage behind this is building up an enormous force of Z11 basic bots with probably level 2 weapons, level 1 shields. Is what that looks like. Gateway probe. Gateway probe. Where's this gateway probe going? It looks like down here under the fog. There it is. You can just about see him. Oop. I believe he's going to go have himself a look-see to see what's going on here. And he might even take the advantage of taking these outposts away from Pooch. Pooch has forgotten about this outpost. That's a huge mistake. His troop transport has landed, but there's still... I believe he hasn't captured it yet. May have. And then just forgot to leave. But it's also possible he's forgotten to unload at all. Oh boy. And we had a big combat happen over here. All these obsidians have been torn up by the neutron lasers. Which is going to retreat from that position. Is he reacting with his tridents? No, he's not. He's still not reacting with the tridents. Come on, Pooch, you're killing me. You've got 8 of them with 2 more on the way. You should push in now while you still have such a large advantage, and he's just not doing it. Going to allow these axioms to get up in numbers and present a pretty big, significant problem. Savage continuing to make these mining outpost ships, really going in for the eco here, and he's most likely going to go into this southern system and claim all this gas that's here. Which means that Pooch, if he wants to maintain his footing, needs to clear these broadswords out and take this northern system, and it would be extremely beneficial for him to do so since the gas here is closer to his warp anyway. It looks like Pooch has fully leveled up, or close to it. He is at maximum size on his mining ships, I believe. And they are going absolutely crazy, but he hasn't expanded his eco, and he's not pushing with his military. He's gonna be super behind here if he isn't careful. Let's check the galactic state of things. We have Savage cranking out these axioms with level 2 shields, level 3 neutron lasers. Mining outpost ships. He's moving to secure as much of this resources as he can. If Savage is permitted to establish himself in both of these systems, Pooch is going to be incredibly in trouble. He needs to move out with these tridents. I would love to know what his thinking is there. Honestly, I'm not sure what he's waiting for. Maybe he thinks he doesn't have enough critical mass to get there. Third command outpost, or maybe even the 4th by now, has been secured. We're going to see another command outpost come up for Savage. Has Pooch built his? No, but he does have drop pods. We might see a play for the tanks here. That would be something, and an enormous ground army, actually, that I didn't notice before, has stacked up inside the troop production facilities here for Pooch. Oh my goodness, at last the tridents are moving. Probably in a reaction to what's going on down here at the south. He thinks he wants to go crush these axioms, and I don't blame him. Another fleet of axioms established up here in the north. He hasn't claimed any of the resources yet, but Savage in the Science Green has established himself a foothold in both of the gas systems available to these players right now. This is going to be interesting. Let's watch and see where these tridents go. No! Where are you going? Oh, he's seen the gateway probe. Savage is now completely and 100% aware of what it is that Pooch is doing. And that could present a huge problem for Pooch, because Savage now has it lit under him for him to upgrade his fleet and continue pressing his economic advantage. I just don't know. Gonna be very interesting here very soon. Did he take care of this gateway probe? Nope, it is still running around. Fighter Bay taking care of these protester ships real quick and easy. Oh, fan has just cut on. I'm hoping. Uh-oh. That's super not good. Has Pooch upgraded his defenses at all? Does he have anywhere near enough to stop this? It looks like he has at least heavy machine guns here, but that is so many Z11s. Yeah, he's better off stationing his tridents up and preparing to kill this station, because there is no way he's going to keep a hold of that. No way he's going to keep a hold of that. There's too much firepower there. Pooch has been completely caught out here. He would be better off leaving a couple tridents behind to just deal with this problem, unfortunately, because he's going to lose that station. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Where's the enemy fleets at for Pooch? Pooch is... oh, man. Pooch is super behind here. He's working on taking this Cataclysm Beam facility. Ares pushing in to check for expansions. He's gonna just find that there aren't any. It seems Savage has forgotten about this outpost. Pooch may have enough time to update the defenses if he's quick. If he can repair his internal defenses, give them miniguns perhaps, he can actually whittle this force down pretty well while they're exposed on both sides here. He'll have to do it right now, though, if he's going to do something like that. Still nothing moving to the drop pod facility. No effort has been made to get intel needed to use the drop pod facility. Those drop pods could be crucial for him if he can get in to see what's going on, because if he did, he would see that the ground defense here for Savage is actually pretty minimal. Pretty minimal indeed. Yeah, Savage wouldn't be able to do much to stop a drop pod push right now, but maybe a little too late here for Pooch. Let's check on the status of Green's economy. Look at these mining outpost ships moving out en masse to just take everything that's here. He is making absolute certain that he has control over this entire map. And if Pooch doesn't get out of his home base and do something about it soon, there we go. Finally, he decides to move out. I feel like he's perhaps waiting to build Zeogas ships, but he has no control over the Zeogas. He needs to do that. He needs to just keep producing Tridents, while he still can. If he waits too long on the Zeogas, he's gonna find that he has no longer even has the fleet advantage, much less anything else. That being said, for some reason I think that Savage is doing the same. He similarly is stopped building his fleet. Perhaps they're at unit cap, although I don't feel like that's enough tridents for him to be there yet. And because he split his fleet, actually, what he's going to find is that Pooch is very well equipped to take one of these systems that have gas. Yeah, these poor Ares, man. They are just gonna get slaughtered. Yeah, didn't even stand a chance. I would be surprised if they didn't even do a whole lot of damage there. About 4,000-ish health on one of these tridents for all those Ares. And now Savage should be aware that this attack is coming. We'll see if he decides to send any reinforcements or if he decides to push. Looks like neither. He's just happy to sit and set up his economy. He's got more axioms stationing up. Although what he's going to find is that these 6 axioms are not really a match here for the forces of these tridents. This is a lot of tridents coming in on this southern system. What is that? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tridents. Presumably with the upgraded cannons as well. In fact, I know they were because I saw them kill those Ares with them. Anti-starship cannons, so even if you made a push on the base, the anti-starship cannons would make quick and dirty work. Oh, that being said, Pooch still has not addressed this problem back at his main base. And Savage is going to get this command outpost for free. We'll see what he does with it. Mobilization to the drop pods is happening. Pooch may be feeling that since he is not capable of getting out to deal with this, and look at that, he's going to build his Zeogas refinery in the middle of Pooch's home system. What an insult, if ever I've seen one. Get these tridents down there and deal with that problem. Do not let him get away with this in your home system. Savage is still lacking in defenses back home against a ground assault. Incredibly lacking, and as a matter of fact, these drop pods would be able to just march right in to this northern system. Huge weaknesses for both sides right now, to be honest. Oh, but here we go. As the unknown ship leaves, Savage is faced with the threat of all of these axioms coming in here at once. Pooch is definitely going to be taking this system back. Pooch doesn't have the flak upgrades for his trident, so these fighter bombers are still going to cause him slight problems. But it may be too little too late. Oh no, Savage has forgotten to send out his mining outpost. He hasn't expanded either. Neither person here is producing military anymore. There we go. They've both just recently started producing ships again, giving up on the wait for the Zeogas, but man, Pooch is just letting this happen. In fact, you know what? While we wait for this engagement to happen, because we know that it's coming, let's pull these guys back in and hear their thoughts about what's going on. Pooch, buddy.
Hello. Hi.
It's just us, man. So I just 45-minute check-in. I just want to check. You waited so long to push those tridents out.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought I had more time.
Yeah. Well, and this you've allowed this this command outpost in your home base.
Yeah, I don't really know what to do about that because I can't build anything else because I've reached my fucking cap. Sorry for the language. I go to build a troop transport and it says I've reached space cap. Can't build anymore.
You might have to just take those tridents you've got in your home system and kill it. It's better than letting him produce Zeogas in your home base. And you're just gonna have to buy a new command outpost. But that's a huge blow to let him just produce Zeogas like that in your home base.
I didn't notice he was producing Zeogas.
Yeah,
I was looking elsewhere.
Can't let that stand. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Although I do like that you have swept up this southern system here. You're pushing with these tridents. So what's the plan with these tridents? Are you hoping to make it to his main base and hit him with the?
I'm pretty much hoping to make it to the main base and then hit him with drop pods and then just keep do enough damage to continually keep up the pressure. Right. But I also can't build any more ground units. I'm like at my cap with everything right now.
Don't forget you can control K stuff, and you've got a big fight happening right here.
Oh,
so
God, do I?
I will wish you good luck in what's going on.
Thanks.
And I'm gonna put you back and talk to Savage real quick while this happens.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Okay,
Hello,
Savage.
Hello? Yes, sir.
Wow. You laid claim to not only both of the Zeogas facility systems there for a little while, you maintained your position in your fleet, but you also took his command outpost and built Zeo refineries right on top of him.
Yeah, well, the only problem with that is that I'm not actually getting gas yet.
I did notice
so
that.
I preemptively did that,
And then you
while he was
forgot
distracted.
about all your mining outposts.
Yes,
Just
sir.
set them up now, but you were
Well,
behind me
they
for a
are
little bit.
set up. They just have a ways to travel.
Now,
at the
I
moment.
do want to know what's the answer here for you for this fleet of tridents currently tearing a hole through your center line.
The good news is that I've out-tech him, but the problem is that he has the numbers and tridents are just tanky in general.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna
it's
try to. I'm producing ships as fast as I can. If I lose that battle, then it looks like it's coming to a close game here.
It's going to be a really intense game. You guys both made some major mistakes and some major wins here. And as we speak, it looks like he has decided he has had enough of your shenanigans. And
Oh yeah, he
he
sent those tridents right after me. I'm like, oh man.
He has had enough of the shenanigans in his home base as well. That outpost is donezo.
Yes, sir.
Well, I wish you luck, and I hope that you get to pull something off with your ground troops here. Because you know, if he wins that fight in that
That's all I've got left. Yeah.
it's gonna be a close fight for you. You're gonna have to perhaps fall back. I saw you managed to buy an extra command outpost, so you might have to rebuild your production elsewhere and hope for the best.
Thank you, sir. I will keep that in mind.
I wish you good luck. And you guys are putting up a hell of a fight on each other. I'm not sure who's in a better position at the moment. So I will leave you with some words of encouragement. Good luck, big balls. And I wish you luck in this upcoming fleet combat, which I'm gonna win. What is your long-term strategy though? Are you hoping that you can push his fleet back here and just crawl all the way to his base, or what?
I'm hoping I can at least defend this the system here, and I'm gonna try to go around and get some ground troops down on his main base. As you can see into Majoran, I just got some probes in. I'm gonna go flank around. If you look in also in the top of Majoran, I do have some axioms coming down to come try and reinforce before he tries to take out my command outpost.
Try and reinforce, yeah. Well,
hopefully they can get to him before he gets there.
Yeah, I hope that works out for you. It's gonna be a close fight for sure.
Oh, definitely.
And I'll let you guys get back to it.
All right, thank you, man.
Okay, so we can see that both players here find themselves in a pretty precarious situation. Huge combat happening here. Let's get right into the meat of it, shall we? Just from Savage's perspective. There we go. What a shot. Yeah, some big mistakes coming out from both sides here, and honestly, it's looking pretty dodgy in this fight here. If Pooch is lucky, he will make the run on this command outpost right now before any more reinforcements show up. But it might be too late. He's moving to engage them instead. Perhaps he's hoping to cut down the numbers present here for Mr. Savage, but he's going to find himself outnumbered and outgunned here shortly. I hope he's manual controlling one of these ships. One of these ships are AFK. He's not making the run by on the outpost. He might be trying to do it now, but it's a little bit too late. He just didn't have the numbers he needed. He didn't make the play fast enough. He sat there with those tridents for far too long. And he had way more tridents than Savage had axioms for a long time. But he allowed Savage to get up to these xenon beams, and now he's in a lot of trouble. That's a devastating, devastating hit here. Especially with Savage sending mining outpost ships into Pooch's direct expansions. What does Pooch have for answers to this? Nothing appears to be the answer. The answer appears to be nothing. So Pooch made a drastic mistake. He said at the beginning that he had the economy to buy that third command outpost and chose not to do it. That may have been enough to swing the game there because he didn't do that and was already being out-ecoed, and then on top of that he didn't press the advantage. I'm gonna love to hear the players' thoughts on that when this match concludes, and to know the vulnerable position that both of them were in at one point or another. Once again, Savage now has a decent ground force built up, but no real answer to the drop pods if Pooch were to make it to his base, but it may not matter now. Huge fleet advantage now for Savage. He's out-teched him and outnumbered him as well, and he's stealing resources actively. Pooch is going to try again with another 7 tridents here that he's not producing back at home. There he is. Now he is. He's not able to get the extra upgrades. He's sitting here with this huge ground force ready and waiting, and he just can't use it. He has missile command out. The longer that this drags on now, the worse this is going to be for Pooch, because he has no control over the Zeogas whatsoever. And if he doesn't get that control, and soon, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. I also think he's making a mistake pushing into this exact same system here, knowing that the fleet is going to go to meet him. So he's going to push into this higher tech, higher numbers army. Maybe not higher tech all the way, but this effective army against his tridents here, he's going to push in, meet them in head-on engagement. Both of them are going to lose a ton, when instead he could be going into the north and clearing all of these extractors, wiping out this Zeogas production before it ever comes online all the way. If the invigilators with Trion beams start popping out of this facility, that is absolutely going to be game, set, match for Pooch, because he doesn't have an answer. He has no Zeogas production, and he needs to get it. If he doesn't make moves on this northern system and shut it down, he's gonna find himself so far on the back foot that I'm not sure he can recover. Here come these tridents. Another big engagement. What moves are being made back here, if any? None. He's still producing tridents. Oh my goodness, but he's got his ship factories not on higher production speed. A crucial mistake here, because Pooch is now being completely outproduced. Now, it is possible that Savage is hurting a little bit more for Tritanium just because of the nature of the science economy. So it's not impossible for Pooch to recover here, but he's going to have to pull off something drastic, and charging headlong into the same choke point is not it. Again, absolutely no efforts made to go around. Look at the undefended system of Barker, Dolos, and Vantish. For all intents and purposes, there are no defenses here. If he went for the long play and went around, he could absolutely do a ton of economic damage here. Not only that, but it would be super simple for him to slip a scout or even just a simple starfighter into Savage's system here so that he'd launch those drop pods. Now, Pooch is going to catch out these Axioms a little bit out of position here. 2 of them are going to get killed almost entirely for free. These Axioms wield a ton of health, but not as much as the Tridents. Tridents at 46k health, with the Axioms, the upgraded Axioms for Savage being at 42. But they do have the level 2 shields that more than compensates for that, so we'll see. What is Savage's response here? He hasn't launched his fighters. His fighters might still be in the other system. They are, so he doesn't have his fighters available for them. He forgot to recall or control K them so that he can regain the use of his fighter squadrons. And honestly, that might be enough to swing this fight in Pooch's favor. Because now these fighters and bombers are going to start tearing these Axioms apart for nearly free. Yep, that's just going to be entirely free damage. Another Axiom goes down for free, and now Now, Savage is on the retreat, but only to meet up with his reinforcements, and surely Pooch can see that he doesn't have the forces he needs to engage this. There's too many. While these fleets meet up, let's quickly check the galactic state. We have gateway probes moving in for an assault on the main base now. More tridents have been produced, whereas the Axiom production has actually slowed quite a bit. This fight decides everything. It may come down to just exactly that this fight decides almost everything. Pooch is missing out on the flak upgrade here would be tremendous help against these fighter bombers. Tremendous help. Are we about to see the retreat? We may very well see it. The presence of these fighter bombers, a lot of these ships are going to go down for free. But his fighters are gone now. He can re-release these at any time. Meanwhile, these gateway probes have come in and are moving to engage. Starfighters are going out to meet them, but these gateway probes are shielded. Uh-oh. It's possible that Pooch hasn't noticed them. And if we're in a position where Pooch has not noticed the gateway probes... Oh, but he has, though. He has. He's moved to meet them, and they're being forced to move back. The delay on this ground assault is going to be a big problem. But he better sit and don't leave these ships. Don't move these ships. If he gets to your production outpost, he'll take it. That's not good, Pooch. These gateway probes now have a free line to go and take the production outpost of Pooch, and if Savage gets a chance to do that, he will do it. And as I say that, look what they're moving to. Pooch was too concerned about his main base. He's got a trident off the line here now. He can still do something about it. Oh, meanwhile, this fight is happening. Incredible. It looks like we're gonna see a victory for Savage in space here. These Axioms are simply too strong. Very poor engagement for Pooch. Yeah, and there they go. Not out of it yet. Did these gateway probes get shut down? They did. Very good. Pooch has another navy coming off the line here. But he has taken a huge blow, losing all of these forces for free. Not necessarily for free, but took a lot more damage here than Savage did, that's for sure. He still got more Axioms queued up at home. Still no guards set up here. The starfighters are trying to get in. Let's see if he uses these starfighters well enough. If he can get the drop pod launch off, that would be very good. We do have upgraded bone troopers here. However, we have Z-12s with level 2 shielding on the ground now for Savage. Pooch is going to need to send multiple waves to deal with this problem, or he's going to need to spec into tanks. And to be perfectly honest, I think that might be his best option at this point, would be to forgo the space fleet entirely. Get something in there to look at his base. Delete this and delete this to make room. Build your tank factory, And if he can get some, even just a couple Atlases on the ground to start dealing damage on the ground here, Pooch will force him to deal with this problem, and the space fleet won't matter. Ooh. Although, actually, that's a bad thing. Having these as the defense for your base means that if they miss, or if there's multiple drop pods, even if they kill one, the next 2 drop pods will surely land for free, because as you can see, they're not the most accurate against small, fast-moving targets. So yeah, Pooch has an incredible opportunity to bring this back into his favor, if only he will take it. If only he will take it. Goodness me, he just has to take it. Let's see, how are these starfighters doing? They've left. They're here. He's going to get intel on the enemy base. He's gonna know what's happening. And look at how bad these are shooting down these starfighters. More turrets coming online. He's going really hard into the defenses. He's trying to turtle up as best as he can. But against tanks, all of these space turrets are irrelevant. Completely irrelevant. If Pooch can get his ground forces on the ground and keep them on the ground, he's going to be so good. And there they go. The first wave of drop pods is out. Second wave soon to follow. Build some missiles in there. Start laying siege to these buildings. If he can blow up the fusion power plant here of Mr. Savage, he'll take out the troop production. There we go. Out with it. You should start building these missiles up and sending them in. And these starfighters are just going to run away. They don't have the capabilities to combat this starfighter, but it doesn't matter because they're both as fast as each other, so they can just run away, stay split up for all eternity. And there we go. There's the missile launch. Are these nukes? Nope, looks like regular missiles. But it doesn't matter. Queue up another 3 and send them in. I'll be curious to know if he hits exactly where I said he should. What is the fleet for Savage doing right now? He's stacking. He's holding his ground, though. Yeah, he's just keeping his position maintained. Keeping an eye out for the enemy fleet. Vastly out-ecoed. Pooch is backed completely into a corner here. Here come the missiles. And once these ground forces land, these starfighters won't matter anymore. There will be enough intel there. Doesn't matter. In fact, if anything, it helped because now all of the troops are drawn away and the drop pods as well as the missiles are gonna hit for free. Savage's response to this is probably going to be to sit here and continue stockpiling ground forces. But that won't work if those missiles can get the hits off in the places they need to. Where are they going? They didn't quite hit anything important there. A little bit of a bad targeting. And the first drop pod dies. The second drop pod dies. The third drop pod dies. The fourth drop pod is going to make impact, but he landed it directly on top of the enemy HQ, meaning it's going to die. You can't target them directly in the middle. You got to drop them off to the side. Goodness me, a rough lesson has just been learned by Pooch just now. A really rough lesson. That's really sad to see. Pooch had every opportunity in the world there, but he landed in the middle of the base instead of letting off to the side somewhere. Now, the element of surprise is a little bit lost, He does still have one clone trooper looking to cause some problems. Do whatever he can do. Is he gonna send more? He's got more to send. Plenty more to send. Send them. Send them. Don't wait. Send them. Oh man, I'm afraid Pooch's micro has just stalled out a little bit too much. He might be microing that one guy in there, thinking about using that one guy to do what he can, but the most useful thing he can do with that one guy would be to send more troops, to send reinforcements, and he didn't do it. Now it's too late. That troop is dead. Savage is sealing off the entrance to his base now. Yeah, Pooch is going to be in a ton of trouble. He has finally secured an additional outpost. Preparing more drop pods, but no tanks. And he's going to require the good use of his tech here to pull a win. It's not impossible for him to pull a win out here, but he's got to think a little bit better than this. I'm sorry to say, but I'm afraid Savage has just got too much of an advantage now for Pooch to bring this back into space combat. Far too much. Pooch didn't expand to his outposts. He didn't expand his economy. His ship production is half of what it should be. Red shields are now online for the station defenses. And it is just a lot of bad everywhere you look right now for the yellow industrial. He has a sizable fleet built up again, and odds are he's going to push with it. But I'm afraid that that's just not going to cut it anymore. Second Savage sees that, he can send his ship production back into overdrive. We might be in for the long haul here, folks. Neither player seems super excited to get in and kill their opponent. Pooch has missiles built up back at home, and they are nukes. Hold the phone. We've got triple nukes ready back at base for Pooch here. All he wants is the intel to use them. But what are the odds that Savage doesn't have the best shields available to him? Pretty low, I would imagine. But if he doesn't have the super shield available to stop those nukes from hitting, it would be a devastating blow. Absolutely devastating. Triple nukes is pretty hard to stop. Without that super shield. Gonna have to make starfighters again and try to get intel. On my recording. Good. Well, we seem to be in a bit of a calm period here, so let's check back in with our players again. Let's see how these guys are doing. Pooch, Mr. Yellow Industrial Man.
Yeah, what's up?
What's going on, man?
Oh, is it just me and you?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I'm testing out if he has nuke defense or not.
I see. I
Yeah.
do like that.
Because I'm trying to give him a lot of different things to think about here. Because
you
to
lost
be honest, I
out.
don't really know what else I'm doing.
You lost out on the space combat big time. You didn't capture your outposts. Your ship production speed is still at like half of what it could be.
Yeah.
You've got all that free power sitting on that ship production outpost, but you're sitting at 100% efficiency, man. Bump it up.
On the outpost?
On the outpost?
I don't know. I don't know how to adjust the outpost.
Oh,
efficiency.
goodness me. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Well, just I'll teach you right now. Go move your camera over the outpost instead of your main base, and then just click the power icon. Same as you normally would.
Oh, okay. I was clicking the electricity icon and it was like still.
Probably were zoomed out. You gotta zoom in on the outpost
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
Well,
good.
but you do have drop pods going out, and you do have nukes going out. So I think I'm gonna leave you to it. It looks like you got a plan very clearly in mind. So I'm gonna move you back up and get Savage's reaction to this.
All right. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Mr. Savage,
Yes, sir.
how are you feeling right now?
We've got nukes and we've deflected them, so we're good.
I did see the deflection happen. I did wonder about the existence of the super shield or not. Sorry to say for Pooch there, but you've just kind of got him backed into all kinds of corners right now. What's the game plan for ending the match?
Right now, I'm trying to capture this Cataclysm facility and Barker, and then we're gonna go in with a full fleet and try to take them out.
Very good. I do appreciate that. I feel that Pooch perhaps was lacking some crucial knowledge. I just learned he didn't know how to adjust the power output on his outposts.
Oh no!
So he's been at 100% efficiency instead of 200% on his outposts the whole time.
Dang.
So we may have to allot him a rematch at some point in time. If you guys would be interested in that, depending on how this goes. But in any case, it looks like you've got some drop pods on your base. You've got a pretty clear plan in mind, and I just wanted to get your reaction to the overwhelming advantage you've got over Pooch right now. And so I think I'll let you guys get back to it. If this
invasion goes pretty well, it might not be the best. He's got some clones on the ground, so we'll see. Hopefully we can deflect that.
I wish you luck in the oncoming fight.
He may be able to pull this around. Don't give up on him yet.
Oh, I haven't given up on him. I've said multiple times that if he just does a couple certain things, he could win super quickly. And he just unfortunately hasn't done. He hasn't noticed them as quickly as he needed to. But in any case, good luck with the ground fight. I'm going to be back up. Thank you for your input. It was really interesting to get you guys' thoughts throughout this match. I think I'm going to do this for future matches.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I'll leave you guys alone until the match closes out, and then I'll pop back in and get the closing thoughts from you guys.
Gotcha.
Good luck.
All right, thanks, boss.
Okay. So we have a ground invasion happening. Now what Pooch should be doing is following this up with more. Send the next wave. Don't wait. Send them now. Don't wait until all of these guys have died and you don't have the ability to send the reinforcements. The ground forces are absolutely getting torn to tiny pieces right now by these Z-12s, unfortunately, in combination with these anti-tank turrets. These anti-tank turrets are bad for missing, but when they do hit, they are absolutely devastating. Come on, fire your next wave of drop pods. Alright, he's lost his intel. Did he shoot the next wave? No, he sure didn't. Although, it looks like he's just removed something. He might be prepping to build tanks. Which is exactly what he needs. And another big trident wave has come out here. Oh dear. It may be a little bit too late. We have a monolith, red shields, and full Trion beams that have been produced. Now, if Pooch gets on top of it right now with this fleet, then it won't matter. But otherwise, it's going to be a bit of a problem for him. This ground engagement for the science fleet here, science forces, are going to be a little bit interesting, because even after the shield goes offline, if he doesn't send in ships to deal with the turrets, the anti-tank turrets will tear him apart. Although it looks like he is doing exactly that. These axioms, okay, very good. The shield is down. He's going to move in with the axioms rather than engage head-on. Very good. Which is cleaned out this system. No, he hasn't. There's still enemy outpost mining off of his resources. That's really unfortunate. But If he presses his advantage right now, he maybe can still pull this back. This is enough critical mass tridents, even with the lower tier weapons, to break these shields and kill these 3 ships. If he can get in and do the damage he needs to do to this fleet with this fleet, he'll be not great, but okay. Protester ships up to some shenanigans here. It's quite funny. More tridents being produced. Don't stop building those tridents because they're the only thing you've got at this point. He's moved his units off of the drop pad so that he can build the tanks. Yes, 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 yes. There you go. That is what you need. You can't build those cataclysms because you don't have the Zeal gas, but he can build the Atlas tanks, the next one down, and those are more than enough in great enough numbers to deal with this problem. And make no mistake, guys, this is a problem. This base is a huge problem. Quantum beams shooting down the turrets. He needs to keep up the missile production, though. He needs to rebuild the missile facility somewhere and keep using them. Those missiles may not do a lot individually, but over time they do quite well. Tanks aren't being produced quite yet. He's working on it. Oh boy. Here we go. Disengagement's happening. Where's the monolith? The monolith has gone off on its own. This is still enough to take on these 4 invigilators if they get on top of him right now. You need to launch fighters. There you go. Send everything. Get on top of his production. This is going to be a close fight here. Very, very close. If he can get in on top of these invigilators and take them all out, that'll be an incredible good turn of luck here, Pooch, honestly. And he's closing the distance with one of them, so at least one of them is going to take some hits for free here to the shield. But even these light weapons are doing damage. The bombers are devastating as well. Yeah, send your whole fleet in. Focus fire these ships down. They've got 90,000 health. Double the health of the Trident. And then, oh man, it may not be enough. These Tryon beams are just tearing him apart. I think we can expect this to unfortunately go very much in Savage's favor here. He'll be lucky to kill one of these invigilators, much less all 4, soon to be 6 of them. He's upped his power, only to 150% for some reason, but he has upped it. These invigilators are actually taking pretty good damage now that the fighter bombers are moving into and join the engagement. What a fight! What a fight! Okay, the tide might be swinging here. There's a lot of resources going in here for Savage at the very least, although I'm sure he's not really hurting for those resources right now. Another invigilator bites the dust. But God, these attrition damage from these Tryon beams is immense. We're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 Tridents left versus these 3, soon to be 5 Invigilators. It's just not going to be enough, I'm afraid. It was a really good push, but not good enough. Needs to re-release his fighters if there are any built that have built back up. He's pushing to kill this weakened one, but at the cost of his engagement distance. Eating shots for free from all 3 Invigilators is not good. He'd be better off focusing down this one, I think. That one looks like it's being manually controlled by Savage himself. Yeah, I'd say so. He's gonna get the kill, which is good. Down to 2 Tridents. He's in engagement distance. Deeply unfortunate there. Well, we know how this fight's going to turn out. Let's go check on that monolith. Still maintaining its position here, actually, and importantly, Pooch knows absolutely nothing about it. He is sending another fleet of Tridents and Obsidians, goodness me, in to fight this fight. To be fair, if he can get on top of the production, he has a chance. Tridents are good, and he can spam them. Even on his just being at his main base, he can spam them out pretty efficiently. But he must be running low on Tritanium. He's resorted to making Obsidians. He's got tanks waiting at home, but he's got no intel on the enemy home base. And it looks like the capture of the Cataclysm Beam facility is complete. Gonna have to wait on the repair. I think a huge opportunity was missed here by Pooch. If Pooch had mushed into the north and cleaned all this out with some of these Trident fleets that he's just wasting into the enemy line, might have been okay. Needed to deal economic damage. I can still see a way for Pooch to win this, to be honest, because Savage isn't playing perfectly by any means either. Although this monolith does present a problem. Savage's problem is that if any forces get on the ground, his actual ground forces are pretty lacking. A good, decent group of tanks with some infantry backup here could sweep through most of what's on the ground here, I think. And he does have some forces built up. He's just not able to utilize it. These Obsidians are a waste. He needs to stop building them. They're just going to eat up his energy. And it looks like he's lost some of his mining outpost ships. He never got above 3. Pooch is just facing too many problems right now. Didn't quite have the APM, and I think not knowing about his power slider, I didn't realize he didn't know that. He's played quite a bit. I think perhaps he just hasn't looked around or done the tutorial. He should really do the tutorial. But either way, these Tridents are coming in for another engagement. More Invigilators being produced back at home with Axiom support. And the monolith. Where's it at? There it is. Moving into firing range. This may come down to a monolith fight rather than a ground engagement, which sucks a little bit because I would have loved to see Savage try to engage Pooch on the ground here. Final push into the enemy main base would have been glorious. Ten Tridents up against 3 Invigilators and 6 Axioms. Do not like those odds whatsoever. I like even less the completely unscouted monolith here, with Pooch only building Obsidians back at home. I'm afraid that these are the actions of a man who has run completely out of economy. He is trying to build these Tridents. I don't know what these Obsidians are meant to do. This feels like just a waste of resources at this point. The repair on the Cataclysm beam facility is coming through and will be up shortly. Does Pooch have any anti-super weapon? No, he does not. I'm afraid he was just a little bit too outgunned here. Now producing Slayer tanks. His ground forces are moving to, looks like, protect his CEO. We're looking at a desperate last attempt here. Oh man, these tridents are gonna come into a meat grinder. Here they go. What an incredible light show that was, but unfortunately it just simply wasn't meant to be. One Invigilator almost went down. Almost all of the Axioms went down, with the remaining two at very low health. But just not quite the damage that needed to be done. The monolith, at least, has been scouted now. More tridents, more obsidians are building. Surprised nobody has made a play to get into that center system. If Pooch were to get in there and clear it out, he could get some gas refining going on. If he sent a command outpost, he'd have to sneak it by, but he could do it. Oh no, that's still not on the move. Is he gonna attack the monolith with the obsidians? Not entirely sure what Mr. Savage is waiting on now. He may just be getting some Invigilators up to critical mass, but there's really no need. He could just go in. He's got all the equipment he needs. to take this fight. Let's hop back into the combined voice chat with the both of them. Oh, wait. That movement. Oh, just a cargo ship. Is this another Trident fleet coming in, or is he retreating? Oh, he's retreating. He's gathering up all his forces to prepare for one last final assault, it would seem. Is that a missile? Oh, it was. Hatch isn't open, so I can't see what type of missile. Look at all these tanks he's got. Honestly, if he could get into the base here, these tanks would do pretty well. He just lands on the far side, away from all these tank turrets that have already been placed down. Force him to build new ones, move in, get on top of the unit production. He could do some really good damage. They'd have to land on the far outside to reduce how much damage he takes from these quantum beams. Maxine's on patrol. Dang, I was really hoping to see a ship, a starfighter or something. Cataclysm beam facility is back up to operational capacity. Vigilators moving to reinforce the monolith. Primary Vigilator fleet is moving out to engage, and it looks like this is gonna be the end of it. If Pooch could just get the opportunity to use his ground forces, he may still stand a chance at bringing this back. But it's gonna be slim pickings, that's for sure. By the way, if you guys have stuck through this entire match, this hour and 35 minutes that I've been recording, big shout out to you, and I just want to let you know that there is a Discord link in the description. If you want to join my Discord, you want to play games with me and my friends, by all means come on in and introduce yourself, and we will hop into some voice chat. My only rules are, you know, be civil. I try to keep it pretty chill, and we would love to have some new faces around. So feel free to hop into my Discord. I don't normally do this, but it's been a long time since I asked. You know, if you're still watching at this point, I assume you're here because you want to be. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, give it a look. I'm super close to 350 subs. I would love to hit 400 by the end of the year. That would be incredible for me. And yeah, that's about all I've got to say. You know, leave a comment if you have any ideas or things you want to see. Yeah, give me. I love feedback. Give me all the feedback. Anything I can do to improve my my commentating style, do let me know. Yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys are enjoying watching this match. I hope you're enjoying my commentary. We have Titans on the field. He's using his Tritanium to build Titans. That's something. Wow. Okay, Pooch. Pooch is really giving it a last go here. We might be in for a final hurrah. Those Titans are actually huge. They have the health they need to stand up to these Invigilators. 92,000 health. The 90,000 health. So the red shield still puts them over the edge, and they definitely have the weapons advantage, but the sheer size and scale of these Titans may be enough to tip the balance in these fights where Pooch has all the numbers in the world. I still think these Obsidians this late in the game are a complete waste of time. We have nukes coming out. Is that a triple nuke? 2 nukes and 1 missile. Alright, time to end my self-plug because we have got some action happening now, lads. Let us see what is going on. Axioms are here. They have spotted what's going on here. The Savage is aware this is coming. Now the real question is, are these nukes going to hit the monolith? It looks like it might. Can they get there before he warps? We'll see. It looks like the answer is a resounding no.
High energy laser beam detected.
Wow. And unfortunately, monolith is barely scratched. It looked like one nuke, it detonated the other before it could go off, and there wasn't enough damage done. And that transgalactic beam is going to go right into the middle of this fleet here. Oh, no! Huge damage. Pooch did not react at all to the transgalactic laser. Didn't move his fleet out of the way or anything. Just sat there and ate it. Now all of these tridents are at half health. All these ones caught in the center of the blast. The obsidian fleets are gone. The Titan is still going strong, and there's more coming off the line. But goodness me, what an enormous, enormous blow there for Pooch. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Goodness, got exciting real suddenly there. If you guys want to see more of this stuff, just make sure to interact with the video for me. Do me a favor, show me some support on these videos if you like them, so that I know what you guys want to see. It's been a while since I had a video pop off, and that's fine. I've been playing what I find enjoyable, but you know, it is always nice when a video does well. I consider, for me, above 100 views is doing well. So every so often when I get these crazy videos that get up into 1,000 or 2,000 video views on them, that's just incredible to me, and I love that so much. So if you guys like a video, make sure to interact with it just a little bit so that the algorithm is nice to me. YouTube does not typically look well upon long-form content from strategy games. So, you know, the more the merrier is all I'm trying to get at. And again, don't forget to join that Discord if you want to hop in some games. We play all kinds of things, everything from Helldivers and Deep Rock Galactic to Executive Assault 2, Beyond All Reason, Supreme Commander, and a little bit of everything in between. We've even got some folks in my Discord that play League of Legends, for God's sake. So whatever you enjoy, we've got somebody who will play it with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys. Now let's get back to this match. We have some interesting developments happening. Pooch, despite taking this Death Star laser on the nose here, is pushing in anyways. He's gonna make a play to kill the monolith is my guess, but he's gonna get flanked by this fleet of invigilators. But what does he care about invigilators when he's got anti-starship cannons? Not at all. Does not care even a little bit. Even the fighter bombers there cannot stand up to that many starship cannons. He is getting his energon camped here by this Axiom, though, so he should send something to deal with that at some point. How is this play gonna work out, though? Some of his fleet's lagging behind. Half his fleet is damaged or destroyed, or is comprised of obsidians. Gonna be an interesting engagement. These obsidians are just cannon fodder. They're gonna run right in and die off the gate, unfortunately. Out comes the fighter bombers, perhaps a little bit early. They're not going to be super locked on to target just yet. Here they go. Some of them. There we go. Now they're moving. Let's get a zoomed out shot of this fight, shall we? Not that zoomed out. Here we go. These monolith lasers are immense. Huge damage going to be coming out here. The monolith escapes. But if these tridents can clean up these invigilators here, they absolutely have the numbers to pursue and kill that monolith. Monolith is going to sit tight because he's got reinforcements coming. That's not good. That's not good at all. And now the Invigilator fleet has turned up. The Axiom has made short work of the mining ships, and I believe now, unfortunately, our friend Pooch is a little bit balled up on his starting system, waiting for death.
High energy laser beam detected.
Another laser beam. The second transgalactic laser must have been captured. He needs to make the warp right away. Does it hit the fleet or the base? It hits the fleet and catches it, and down it goes. Oh, God. Another devastating hit. And now the Invigilator reinforcements have caught up to the Monolith, and the Monolith is going to be just fine. He's warping in anyway. He's going to find himself caught out completely here when this happens. This is going to be devastating. Focus down the Monolith. It's your best and only hope at survival at this point, is to try to kill that thing before all of your fleet dies, but there's just no way. There's too many lasers coming in. These ships are dying the second they spawn in. It looks like he's committing anyway. Pooch is well aware of the position that he's in. Manual controlling an anti-tank turret to see if it's within range, and it is not. His outposts are now destined for death. Here's the Titan. Doing good damage, but not enough good damage. Focus firing that Monolith down. But it's just not enough. Even the red shields are falling quickly, but the sheer health on that Monolith renders it not enough. And with that, Savage has completely taken the space fight and is soon to take the ground fight as well. The only question now is, will Savage invade on the ground, or is he simply going to Monolith him and be done with it? Like an absolute monster. Full disrespect if he fires the Monolith and doesn't go for the ground assault. But it is a short and effective way to end the game without having to charge into all these blasted anti-starship cannons. Yeah, and here it comes. Now that it's completely uncontested. There we go, the kill order is initiated. Spartan has just messaged me on Steam to tell me he's wrapping it up. Unfortunate. Unfortunate end here. Still, what a legendary effort from Pooch, fighting to the very end here. Throwing everything he's got, the obsidians and all. Look at this brave soul trying to get in combat range. Will it get a shot off? No, it will not. Will you? No. That's unfortunate indeed. Here comes the monolith, ready to finish things off, I believe. Let's take one last look at the galactic map and see what the system looks like. Just green everywhere, unfortunately, for Pooch. Savage absolutely ran away with this game. Unfortunately, I feel like Pooch had every opportunity to win this, and he just didn't act on the opportunities he had. Perhaps he didn't know. Combined with his unfortunate gap in knowledge on the outposts there, which believe me, I think we are gonna owe Mr. I think we're gonna owe these guys a rematch. Perhaps after Pooch does a little bit of practicing, undoubtedly. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys want to see a rematch between these guys, or if you want me to pull some new players. I can definitely try to do that. And I also will involve myself in some multiplayer here before too long. Get something out besides the AI videos. Hopefully you guys will enjoy that. It needs to just go ahead and call the red alert. There's no point in waiting. Monolith is here. Is it going to begin its firing sequence? Gorgeous ship, though. A lone starfighter. Probably was attempting to get in and get intel. Red alert wasn't called in time, and these starfighters have been allowed to kill off some of these starship cannons. Monolith sits. No signs of a ground invasion. I believe we are going to be looking at Monolith kill here. Looks like we're gonna full send the Invigilators in first, perhaps giving him the honor of doing glorious combat. Pooch needs to go into red alert. Not in it. Massive army of tanks. I do like the massive army of tanks. It's quite good. It's a shame he's not gonna get to use it though. Oh. You know what? We might be seeing a ground invasion after all. Sorry about that. I had an important text. The Gateway probe has made contact. We're going to be treated to a light show. Oh man, it is really hard to see the ground troops in this mode. Maybe not. Maybe if I zoom far it. Go. Now we can see the engagement happening. Whoa, and there we go. Shots ringing out. Oh, those tanks. Tanks are actually going to be pretty effective at dealing with these ground troops here. All right, we'll give Savage the respect again. He's at least letting Pooch use his ground army before he finishes things off. I imagine that if Pooch manages to quell the invasion, the monolith will open up, but at that point, that's okay. These tanks single filing into the line here, probably not the best thing in the world, but they have so much health that it may not matter. Big engagement coming out here. Look at this absolute line moving across. Build some anti-tank turrets there, Pooch. Something to help you deal with all these guys. He's trying to run him over. Or he's trying to get across to the gateway probes and kill the gateway probes, which is fair. Down goes the first gateway probe. The monolith is opened up. Let's go ahead and hop in the voice chat here. Gentlemen.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
What an incredible, incredible fight this has been. All the respect in the world to Savage for allowing Pooch the chance to use the ground invasion before opening up the monolith there. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I asked him to turn the starship cannons off so I could land.
I like it. I appreciate it. As we witness the final moments of Pooch's asteroid here, and the nuke comes out on the giant gateway probe for sure, is what that is. That's hilarious.
Oh man.
I move. I flee. Flee right into the tank column, though. Do any of them shoot upwards? Oh,
One tried.
I'm gonna hit the invigilators there instead, and take off like an 8.
Do a whole lot of nothing.
A whole lot of nothing. I was so sad when you tried to nuke the monolith because you fired the
I
nukes
know.
so close together. They killed each other, and so only one of them did.
Oh,
damage.
is that what happened?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And then the same thing
what
when you
happened.
fired all 3 nukes at his base. They were so close together. The first one hit the super shield, impacted, blew up, and then the second and third one exploded in the explosion of the first one.
Man, I didn't know that would happen.
If you had staggered them, maybe the last one might have got through.
Yeah.
So as we watch the monolith destroy a star here in grand fashion, I'm gonna get a nice, beautiful, scenic view of this. What do you, Pooch, what do you think went wrong for you there?
Oh
And
god,
we're
there it
fired.
is.
There it
There it is. Well, I was really banking on doing like an early game rush with like just like try to tech up really fast and surprise him with the big heavy units. But one, I just think I held back too long, and then 2, when it failed, I didn't really know what to do from there.
Okay. And
Like
Savage,
I tried to put everything into the. Basically distract him with low tier units, send a fighter around the other way, and then drop pod a bunch of tanks on him, but I could never get back into his base.
I see. And Savage, did you consciously counter the things that he was doing, or were you just kind of
As soon as I saw something, I made sure that I had a response for it. Like, he was pushing me hard with the fleet, so I was trying to pump out ships. He was pushing me in the home system. Like, that first time with the starfighters, when I saw those come through, I was like, oh man, I better get some anti-nuke ready. So I went on ahead and teched up to get the shield generator.
And the quantum beams on the turrets back at home was very effective. Was that on purpose? Did you know that would happen?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Very
when I'm
good.
playing science, that's the first thing I want to try and do.
All right. Well, good game. Absolutely fair
Good
play.
game.
I do believe that we perhaps owe Pooch a rematch at some point. I do just want to say though, at multiple points during that game, both of you had huge gaps in your armies and in your bases. There was multiple opportunities for both of you to win a lot sooner. So, for example, Pooch, you had tridents long before Savage had any kind of fleet. He went full eco build. If you had rushed him in the early game at all, you would have killed him. You had 10, 12 tridents sitting there, and you just sat them in your base.
Yeah,
I would have been the biggest fool.
I had like 12 tridents at like less than 20 minutes.
I was crying in my commentary because I'm sitting there. I'm like, Pooch, you have so many. Just go.
I know. I thought he would have stuff too. I was waiting to get like a overwhelming amount.
You already had it. If you had pushed a little bit sooner with those first fleet of tridents, you could have taken the game right then and there because he didn't have the defenses to deal with you if you had killed his fleet. He didn't have the extra. You guys both failed to get the extra command outpost at the beginning, so he wouldn't have had a fallback point to build extra ship production before it was too late. Not only that, but his ground defenses were negligible. He went full eco build, so if you had rushed him, taken him out of that system on the right there, out of Majoran, and then sent in your drop pods, you had the whole thing ready to go.
I know. I went like 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes too late.
Your first drop pod waves, also, if they had either had tanks or been placed a little bit better, definitely could have won the game for you, my man. So you dropped them right in the middle, so that means that all of his turrets got to take massive shots at you with pretty high degrees of accuracy because they were coming from all directions, but the one thing that did get through fell on top of his HQ. You needed to send your troops to the outside edge of the asteroid so that there was less time of them flying over the top of his defenses.
Yeah, I didn't know that it took less time if you put them on the edges, so that's why my second pod was on the edges and I actually was able to land them. But by that point, he had already countered. It
was already too late. Not only that, but when you had ground troops, your drop pods are ready to fire again by about the time that the first wave lands. So when I was sitting there again crying because like you had troops on the ground and you knew that it wasn't enough to win, but by that point your second drop pod wave would have been ready to fire. So you could have immediately retargeted and refired before you lost intel. You could have kept up constant ground pressure on him with the drop pods because in order for him to stop you completely, he would have had to wipe them out before your drop pods were ready to send again. And if you had tanks earlier on, even just the little ones, absolutely was your game in multiple scenarios there. Savage, I really liked you locked down the resources, but you had absolutely no defenses. Even after you won the southern side in the combat, you still didn't have any defenses to the north for your Zeogas refining. If Pooch had thought at any point to send even 2 tridents up to the north, he could have completely shut down your entire economy because you were completely undefended on the north side for 90% of that game. Up until about the hour 20 mark or so, hour 30 mark, any amount of fleet presence in the north side of the system would have completely wiped out most of your economy because you were undefended. So but again, Pooch, you let him gain control of both of the gas patches. Savage, are you here?
Yeah.
You if he had sent at any point any kind of fleet to the northern systems, you were undefended completely for most of the games. You got lucky.
I honestly thought I had him so eco-locked that he wouldn't be able to produce another fleet, but I was shocked when I saw that second Trident fleet. I was like, oh shit.
He crapped out. Not only was he crapping out Tridents most of the game, he eventually started making a couple Titans there at the end. Pooch, honestly, I feel like your main mistake is you sacrificed that early command outpost, meaning you didn't ever expand to another system, and even if you hadn't expanded to another system, you still could have made more asteroid ships and sent them to those resources. You sat on your 3 or 4 asteroid ships.
I banked really hard. Yeah, I banked really hard on that first push.
Yeah, and then at one point you started making obsidians, and when you're at the point when there are red shielded ships on the field, those obsidians are a waste. You would have been better off saving up to build more Titans.
I was thinking internally, I was like, man, why are you making obsidians?
Obsidians are a bad idea. If you had built up more Titans or more Tridents instead, you might have even been able to clinch out the kill on that monolith.
Yeah, my logic on obsidians were it didn't cost me any tritanium, and I was like kind of locked at that point, so I was trying to just build as much stuff as because at that point I knew I had lost the space engagement. What I was just trying to do was just sneak a fighter in like I was trying to just keep him distracted with something and sneak a fighter around whatever way, and then like a drop pod.
Because of the Obsidian's small size, they required you to get closer with them to do any damage, and unfortunately that wasn't going to happen with those Invigilators and Axioms on the field.
Yeah.
What you needed to do was pump it all into Tridents, and once your first fleet failed, don't
Or
send
invaders.
another...
Invaders can hit from a range.
Or invaders. Neither of you went for the ranged engagement option.
Yeah.
If you had, instead of sending in another fleet of 8 or 9 Tridents out to die, then you had stayed back and waited for critical mass after that first fleet failed when you didn't succeed the rush, that could have done something, because you could have fully devoted yourself to one direction of the map, and he would have either had to respond in kind or try to push your base with those anti-starship cannons, and those anti-starship cannons would have torn him up if you had tried to do that. Or at least delayed him for a long time. So multiple mistakes on both sides, multiple victories on both sides. It was honestly a lot closer of a match than I had thought it was going to be at first glance. I thought Savage was going to wrap it up in the first 60 minutes once you didn't get the command outpost and you failed in your rush with the Tridents. But you held out for an incredibly long time. That was really well played. Good sportsmanship at the end with the ground fight unnecessarily.
Yeah, thanks for letting that happen. That was fun because I built all those tanks. Yeah,
he was waiting to send those tanks into your base.
I know.
Man. If that many tanks had gotten into your back line, man.
Yeah, he was just telling me like, you're lucky these I didn't get to drop ship these in.
Yeah. Because all he would have had to do was blow up your unit production, and at that point, the fleet wouldn't have mattered. He could use the tanks to blow up your main base, and he could have sat there and sent in enough troops, as many troops as he needed to break your line.
Kind of wish the shield generator would block drop ships.
I'm glad that it doesn't, because it would be super broken, overpowered if it did.
Oh yeah,
I understand the sentiment. I wish that it was more clear on what you need to do to stop the super shield, because with the others, with the other two factions, you just build the anti-super weapon facility, and it stops it. Once you build it, and then you queue up anti-nukes or anti-laser, just like you would in Subcom or something. But with the super shield, it takes your power, so you have to, and it blocks everything, so you can send regular missiles in behind it. Also,
always make sure you have extra power for when you're using it.
Yeah, and also Pooch, the regular missiles could have done you some work too if you had used them. Don't use them as missiles doing AoE damage. That's not quite how they work in this game, because the scale is so large. Think of them instead as precision weapons. Send in 3 missiles on a single building, and then build another 3, and then those 3 are going to get done in 40 seconds. Send in another 3, and then another 3. If you had targeted down and killed, say, his fusion power plant, for example, that would have been a nightmare for him to deal with.
Yeah, so the thing is, when I first built the missiles, I had already known. I was like, I'm getting this really early on. I put everything into like research. I want the first missiles I launch to be nukes, but it built the tactical missiles, and once they're built, I don't know how to unbuild them or like switch them into nukes. Because I wanted the first things that I launched, because he even said, we were in voice chat, he was like, oh my god, I hope those aren't nukes when I first launched the tactical missiles, because he didn't have anything yet. I was like, no, I wish they were though, because I had plenty of time to build them. I don't know if there's a way to unbuild them
at the time.
You would have had to.
I found out real quick. I was like, okay, it is time to make anti-nuke.
What you would have needed to do was build a second missile silo instead.
Yeah.
And then launch all 6 of them. Regular missiles and nukes. And you really would have messed his day up if you'd done that.
Yeah.
I also, one thing that definitely screwed you over in the beginning, Pooch. So Savage was managing his power from the beginning. You stayed at 100% power efficiency at the start. You didn't up the power efficiency on your research. You didn't up the power efficiency on your economy at your main base. Nothing.
Yeah, I forgot all about that until you had came in and been like, "Hey, you
should do that.
You're fucking being stupid." I was like, "Oh shit, yeah." I forgot that even existed.
Either way, excellent match, guys. It was a pleasure to cast. It was a pleasure to watch. We'll have to do a rematch at some point.
It was fun. It was a fun match, man. I was reactive and proactive at the same time.
You did extremely well, Savage. I think Pooch had a little bit of a gaps in knowledge that I didn't know about. We'll get him up to speed, and we'll have to give you guys a rematch at some point. We can even do it on this map if you guys liked this map.
Yeah, the map was good. And
In any case, I'm going to go ahead and end the recording here. Thank you so much for watching YouTube. Thank you so much for Pooch and Savage for playing. And we will see you guys in the next video.